All right, everyone. It's Shay Seeking or Shalonda, and I'm back. Again, this is not your mama's Bible study. I'm never here to tell you what it is, what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. And I'm just sitting over here going over just like what is really going on in this world right now. And, oh my goodness, really? As soon as I want to record, even though it is like 3 something in the morning. All right. I don't know. I do feel like there's a sense of, concern. Mm-hmm. Anyone having sexual relations. So I'm just going to go back to 22 and 19. Anyone having sexual relations with an animal shall certainly be executed. Mm. Mm. This is giving me energy of like groups of different types of beings on this plane. Basically speaking against, dealing with other groups. This is even making me think of, yep, that's where we're going with it. Okay. This is making me think about the reason why the borders have been open to let these people in that are going to pay homage to idols. See, because some of these people that wanted to, I feel, water down or overcrowd the American origines or Hebrew descendants of Hebrews, right? If you're so-called religious or believe in the word, and just again, old world energy here, okay? No matter what color you are, again, this all inclusive access pass that has been given to others to come into the land is very dangerous due to the nature of it, in this story repeating itself. I think Trump said something like, and like I said, I don't agree. Like, I don't vote or pay homage to any God but the one within me. So again, in order to vote, that's making a vow to a God. And again, these are men, right? So it depends on how you look at this. It's what the word means in etymology. It's making a vow to God. So if God is not here or sitting over there in that White House, then you see what I'm saying? Okay. So this sexual relation, this is making, I was just watching something and they had this map about like enemies or something about this guy on the show. And I was looking at like Venezuela, and it made me think about the oil. It made me think about oil and stuff like that, again, when it comes to the Americas. And why we don't produce our own, why we tend to look outwardly when it comes to work, when it comes to even building, in a sense, these days. When it comes to creating or factory wise. And it just let me know that because foreign policies, I don't get all into that part of the political arena. But common sense would just tell me that whatever we're doing, it weakens this soil. So G7 is sexual relations. I would look at something possibly like NATO as sexual relations. I'm just pointing these things out because we tend to pick and choose what we want to be, up in arms about. When it comes to defiling the land, which can also be talking about people. Now, again, when it comes to some of us high priests, it's dangerous because, we are dealing with energy here. And I'm looking at this Native American deck that I have here, and this one of these is 12, Amuata, and it says a sage of higher knowledge. And then we have 29, Nana Buluku. She rests to create. And these are giving me both high priestess energy. Some may call high priestesses witches or something like this, of this nature. But to me, this feels like, again, advanced beings opening up the borders in order to bring newbies in. Some of these beings might actually also be ascended masters or something of that sort. But they didn't come here for a play date. They're coming here for homes when so many Americans are already homeless. They're coming here for jobs when so many Americans may not have a hard time finding jobs, but jobs that pay well. They come here looking for a better life, maybe a husband, a wife. When we're so divided as a nation as it is. Some of these jobs that people come here for or with are cartels. That map had me looking at that area that everything was coming in at. It made me think about that Civil War map. And it also made me think about in like the trespassing or the, that people were taking to come in. And it made me think about, how some of these people are coming in with things on them. Some of these people are beautiful people, innocent bystanders. But we all know that they're not properly being vetted, is what we hear. I'm reading all these rules and regulations and stuff in here. Some of this stuff makes a lot of sense, and some of it seems like it's a pass for people to come in and take, to smash and grab. But the majority of the people that are already here and the people that are coming in just want a fair shot. They want a home, a roof over their heads, food. They want to keep their families safe. They want to protect their families. I think it's funny here how it's saying, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. That's a funny way. I'm reading now out of the King James Version. I decided, since we already read it out of the Living Bible. Okay? So again, this may not even be to kill a witch. This may be also still using high priestesses or witches as gypsies or people that are hustling all the time, because they have been shut out of the social credit system, right? So this is, but they pick and choose though. I feel they pick and choose who. See, because they're not coming for just any of them. It's more the empress, the queens, is who they're going to try to restrict, that are powerful. They did the work. They were given these gifts by their ancestors to utilize, and you wonder why. They have been anointed. It's an anointing, ascension. When used, I guess, in the right manner here. The funny thing is, I pulled a couple cards here, and the first card out is Temperance. I only took a picture of a couple of the cards because they wouldn't all fit in. When I look at Manifest Destiny, I see it's the same thing. When it comes to colonization, people floating through the land, seeing this what they can get. When I think about Manifest Destiny, though, it's like manifesting a life, working on whatever it is within me that's going to help lift me and the people around me, excuse me, higher than before. To excel, to know who you are so you can know where you're going. These type of things, to unchain the brain, because again, that's the most, I would say the brain or your mindset or this type of thing is what they used to enslave you in the first place before they even gave you a book or built any church. But this energy makes me think that these are people that don't have these particular gifts. And they don't like the fact that you have them. They don't know, they fear what they don't know. Some of it can be entertaining if you stay on the surface. But if you use your gifts for a higher power that you've been sent here, again, sage of higher knowledge, that you've been sent here by God or the Most High, then you're ostracized. When that's the exact healing powers that have been placed here in order to do a certain job, with the assistance of those that may already be operating in those particular jobs and positions. It's like an additive, like adding salt or seasonings in the biblical text in Genesis. This was a natural way of doing things. This prior to the Lord God coming in and using alchemy or science in order to alter things or people. It says, whosoever lieth with the beast shall surely be put to death. Now, this beast energy, this may make me think about the fact that they may be calling somebody a beast. Well, let's just look what it says here. And then, excuse me, I'm going to read this last portion. It's really small. It's not really that much at all. That's what I was thinking. Exactly. It's saying one of the lower animals. Now, let's not forget that one of the lower animals will be the Most High people. Because in order for colonization to occur, and especially when it comes to so-called black people who were already here in the Americas, most of you, prior to slavery, so-called slavery. When you consider the fact that there was only 250 to 300,000 so-called Africans brought here for slavery. That makes Americans that were already here, that were lied to, prisoners of war. Right? So if we just think back with that energy, excuse me, if we just think back with that energy of them being prisoners of war, the same thing seems to be occurring right now when it comes to this Russia, Midwest, Middle East energy here, Iraq, whatever. But this is like the people that are put on top, right? Hierarchy. It may not even have to do with bloodline. It's just the ones that, have been able to prevail, to been able to just sleep with themselves at night, knowing that they're going and taking people off of land that they've purchased with their hard-earned money to take over the land from them because they feel like it's theirs or whatever. in a day and age where we all usually buy our own plot or lot of land or however much you want to buy, right? Back then they weren't buying, they were just taking it, right? So it would be best for these people to make beasts or savages out of the original people that were already here so that they can elevate above them. So people can worship those particular people that came in here with different cultural differences, foreign ties. So it's saying today, some of us that are maybe now looked at as minorities in our own land again now, because we were left behind enemy lines or something of that nature, will be considered beasts. But they forget that most of these people are of royal bloodlines that were royal prior to colonization, and they just got a little bit more royal when the royals from other nations or countries came in and blended with them. So again, the land and the water. But because of fear, control, and other tactics, weapons, wars and rumors of wars, creating division, divide and conquer, those particular people became beasts or savages or lower animals that reside in the caste system, which we are still under, or the class system, or again, some form of a construct or of hierarchy. You're still the most high people. You've just been given you've been branded with a title or a nationality that seems to be lower on the totem pole. It says opposed to man. Well, I feel like what's been done here with all these people supposedly coming over the border, this is exactly what's going to be. Because again, if we look at the energy of man, we could either be talking about this is, again, a man leaves his mother and father. This could be the mother and father land and cleaves on to his wife. So people that came from Germany, Italy, Russia, whatever, they cleave on to America. The women of the soil. It's almost like we just been kind of bum rushed almost. It says a marvelous creature, a monster. So this might be talking about like a hybrid, okay? Energy. Excuse me. Again, this is vilifying something that maybe was not that. Mermaids, werewolves, satyrs, the beast of the apocalypse, a brutish or stupid people. Excuse me. Now this also is making me think, okay, I just had to take a break. This almost like the Most High stopping and saying, now kind of like see what we're saying here. These people that are bum rushing people, moving them off of their land that they worked hard and paid for. These people that are seeking to see who they can devour, like Satan, to a certain extent where there'll be nothing left. Now, okay, let's just say that. Just let's say people have patents and that's what they want to do. Is when people go beyond that and do things that are not righteous by restricting others or not extending a hand to help others that are their same people do the same thing. To target individuals because they may be allotted more to kill off other brothers. And this is what I'm saying about the earth coming with the earth and turning against each other first before any so-called white man came. And most of the time, these people have to be in numbers because they think that that makes you stronger. But knowing who you are to the core, working on yourself, healing, forgiving people, and then also sharing that with other people so they can do the same. I feel that's what makes you strong. It says an animal, a wild beast. This would be somebody that's not in wedlock. Wedlock is also locking yourself into some kind of wedded situation with the government, being a citizen or something of that nature. A fool or idiot. That's funny because the fool card was about to come out in reverse. An idiot. Because some of this behavior is just idiotic here. Yeah. Wild creature. So a lot of these people are just roaming just wildly around here doing whatever. You know, like smash and grab energy or whatever. A deer. Okay. A living organism characterized by voluntary movement. A cruelly rapacious person. A wolf, a savage, a brute, a wildcat. Okay. Whew. Okay, this made me think about somebody's energy here today. So I feel like this might be talking about actually people that thought they were getting over on something or someone. It depends on how you look at it. I'm just saying it depends on how you look at it. But I'm saying if somebody trying to put somebody in slavery, they're going to go into slavery. If you try to kill somebody or cut them off from being a nation, you're going to be cut off from being a nation. So actually, it seemed like these people did come to do exactly what they were supposed to do, help some people obtain land back. But after that, they were living, right? The Lord God made them living creatures. Marvelous creature. So again, I guess in Genesis 2, maybe that's what was going on. The Lord God was creating beasts, monsters. The Lord is the landlord, or the one that is in the that presides or resides in that particular position thus far in the east of the garden, Washington. It's been sort of mindless behavior here lately. Somebody that, like Brutus, just use force, don't know how to communicate, don't know how to work with others or work well with others, it seems to me. So they let other people in to come get a leg up. And then get mad at you because you asked just to even the play. You let them know that you rather just have them level the playing field. It doesn't matter who is doing the belittling or, excuse me, who is doing the raping, pillaging, or whatever. Excuse me. The point is that it's being done and it should be stopped. Once you can get straight to that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's just like common sense. This seems like somebody that's saying, hey, this is just like straight up. This is like straightening up something I feel like that was done here. And this whole suffering a witch, this witch energy is not a tarot reader. It's not a high priestess. This is something totally different. And I think that's what they feel like they can do to some of us that have these gifts, is label us as a witch. And some people may be. I just say I'm a seer, an oracle, whatever. Prophetess, scryer. That's what I am. I don't go around casting spells on people. I go within. I commune with source. And things happen. but I don't use this energy to harm people. It says anyone sacrifices to any other god with a little g shall be executed. Let's see what it says in 20 Exodus 22 and 20 in the King James Version. It says, he that sacrifices unto any god. See where that's different there? Who sacrifices unto any god with a little g. You see what I'm saying? Who sacrificeth. I've been drinking water all day, and I don't know, I just can't get rid of this thirst. And my throat chakra is all off right now. All right. So it says, he that sacrifices unto any god with a little g. Save. Now that's a tricky one. Unto the Lord only. Okay. So this Lord is in all caps here. So that's a mighty Lord. Okay. Shall be utterly destroyed. Okay. But this is the energy that I'm telling you about, the rebellious, or just don't curse your parents or don't do this to your parents. We're not, okay, we're thinking about forefathers or fathers or, again, fatherhood in a sense, or governors or whatever. Like I said, power of attorney, conservatorship, whatever people are secretly doing to groups of people right now. Think about if you are in the shoes of some people that are being called domestic terrorists, but it seems like the government is being a domestic terrorist to you. And all you're trying to do is protect your family, your birthright, yourself, build generational wealth. And I feel grow. And these people are doing these things, and you can't have freedom of speech to speak up and say, hey, something don't seem right. So I feel like this is that energy here. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him. For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Okay, that's saying slavery. But again, Egypt can mean slavery. And again, my ancestors were never slaves. Now, if we say something about the South, okay, then maybe we can think about that. But that would have to mean that, this whole demarcation with the Civil War has always been there. And there's always been a divide within the country with the North and the South. It also makes me think about Egypt being the Sheol, the underworld, Dalit energy on the caste system. But you were strangers in that land because you was supposed to be at the top. You were really supposed to be above that. You were really supposed to be at least commoner, peasants, and servants, or again, someone above that. This is a free pass. This is saying that you will be condemned if you challenge the fact that we're letting another flood happen when God said there should not be another flood. But we're going to sit here when a Lord God or God, again, it would be nice to go back and be specific. But there was somebody in here that said, either the Lord God or God, that said that there'll never be another flood. So does that make a God a liar? When this is exactly what this is, or it's perceived to be, right? It's perception. I'm not at the border. I don't know what's going on in real life. Again, wars and rumors of wars, same thing. It's going to be invasions and rumors of them. Since nobody does real reporting anymore, who's to know what the hell it really is? I'm just saying, we're just allegedly saying what's allegedly going on. So again, don't oppress a stranger in any way. Remember, you yourselves were foreigners. But the thing is, the United States has no problem oppressing Americans. No, they have no problem oppressing you when it comes to the antidote or anything else. Right now, you have to have this or you're going to have that. But supposedly, people are coming freely through the borders, not being vetted or checked up on or anything. Allegedly. It says you must not exploit widows or orphans. If you do so in any way, and they cry to me for help, I will surely give it. So this makes me think about this shit started back in 2010, 2013, 2014. I don't know. It seemed like it started way back then. And this also gives me the energy of, again, whatever weird happened within my family dynamic here with the soulmate. And again, could be a falsified death record, but excuse me. The point is, I found this record saying that this person died 10 years ago. Now, somebody was upset about me putting up the images or whatever, but I was trying to show or prove my point, because you have family members that are obviously getting some kind of payment or something here. They're in cahoots with something here to try to vilify, maybe even use some of us again as scapegoats or cash cows, or the so-called heads of the family, to abuse the nature of them. They don't understand you, so they fear you, so they want to question your sanity, when none of these people really, for some of us being the black sheep, ever cared before. But it seems like they all are in cahoots or friends now, and they all have to they're all talking about you. So how does that happen? How does that work? You must not exploit widows or orphans. If you do so in any way, then they cry to me for help. I will surely give it, and my anger shall flame out against you, and I will kill you with enemy armies. Now, this is making me think about people that don't have a voice. Because maybe your leaders or whatever, or those who were supposed to be, here to teach you something, right? Maybe they have been already executed or fled somewhere. So that your wives will be widows and your children fatherless. This makes me think about secretly or PTSD, and secretly grafting in, or even using masculine, a draft, okay? Even drafting in people in some kind of mental war, or could be physical as well, but it just feels like there's something that's going on behind the scenes, or was hidden, some kind of secret experiment, some kind of military something here. I will kill you with enemy armies. So again, this is what this is saying here. All right. But I guess this is only to certain people, though, that are widows. Not all. I would like to look up widow, but I'm not going to do that. And I will kill you with enemy armies. So this is, like I said, it seems like what's going on is the administration is using other military forces in order to harm Americans, because, or they don't care if some of these Americans get caught in the crossfire, because they don't want their hands to be dirtied with it. They abandoned them. The rest sent to finish them off. These people don't even have the courage to tell the truth about what, where, who, and when we're talking about. So it's saying, so that your wives and children will be fatherless. If you lend money to a needy fellow, Hebrew, you are to handle the transaction in ordinary ways with interest. Okay. If you take his clothing, this is somebody's identity, as a pledge of his repayment. Yeah, so like Esau, Jacob and Esau, or whatever, selling his birthright for the stew or whatever. Okay. This could be bits and pieces of something. You must let him have it back at night. This would make me think about identity even more, like your like energy or possession, or driving somebody's car, you utilizing someone's vehicle or body. You see what I'm saying? Collecting souls or jars of hearts and placing them within one energy. And this is the thing that I try to block the most, by freezing accounts that I feel are coming towards me, which are other feminine energies that are basically word for word speaking on things that I have been doing in my household, in my privacy. Word for word. Like I said, there's not that much psychic ability in the fucking world. These people are spying. They are spying on Americans. They have cameras in people's houses and they are watching you very closely. And some of these people have fetishes or some kind of shit like this that they have. Now, I don't think that this was what this equipment was used for at first, but it's basically turned real people into, what do you call it? Reality TV. You know what I'm saying? This is what I feel like is going on in the background. Making money off of you, and you don't see any of it. You must let him have it back at night. So again, somebody could be invading your mind space, right? And then giving it back to you at night. This is how people can steal your ideas, your identity, your bank account numbers, your key code to your garage. Whatever the hell it is, people are getting access and personal information of people here. We're talking about some high-tech, fifth generation. This is something deep here, I feel. And you get your body back, your mind back at night when you go to sleep, which also enroll, like it's some kind of enrollment or something where people can then come in and, be playing in your energy in some kind of way here to defile people, I feel, at night in your sleep, in the sleep realm. So while you're sleeping and resting, you can be yourself. You know what I'm saying? For some people, I feel, because this is talking about the hijacking of the mental, entering someone's mind or something, then obtaining space therein. For it's probably his only warmth. Wow. You could look at it in the physical too, but I'm putting emphasis on the spiritual. You know how it is when you fall asleep sometimes. It's the best damn feeling in the world to me. It says, how can he sleep without it? So again, peace. Peace, be still. It's almost like taking that away from someone in the daytime, and then you could be at peace when you're resting. If you don't return it, and he cries to me for help, I will hear and be very gracious to him at your expense. For I am very compassionate. So again, it's like something about like jobs or work. When somebody's at work. Now, how do we know that this is not letting, oh my goodness, this is not good. Something just, man, I just been getting these, like, it's like a glowing sensation. Maybe it has something to do with this temperance card with this triangle in the chest. Those of us that remain. I'm telling you, what was I playing when I said maybe these damn antidotes could be giving people some kind of superpowers? I don't know. Some artificial powers or something. I don't know. I will hear you and be very gracious to him at your expense. This could also be talking about cold-hearted too. For I'm very compassionate. You shall not blaspheme God with a capital G, nor curse government officials. Ain't that some shit? But we're not cursing them. We're just talking. Your judges and your but this is when the hand turns, when all the strict maybe dictatorship and all this other shit comes in to rule here. Okay, hopefully it's by, you know what I'm saying, I would hope that this would be by government officials that be doing right, but in this case this is not the case. So if you're not supposed to be able to say anything, I don't think so. But they're blaspheming God all day when they're blaspheming his children, when they're spying on their children, when you're exploiting young girls and things like this on camera to strangers and women and men and boys. Have people, concerned about privacy and things like this. That you should be able to have that. Your judges and your rulers. These judges can be also your neighbors. You see what I'm saying here? These rulers could be people that are ruthless drug lords. Because they have money to pay off lawyers, cops, and, other officials here. Some of these officials know that they went into trust and wills and things like this and took from some of you. You must be prompt in giving me the tithe of your crops and your wine. Okay? And the redemption payment for your oldest son. Okay? Look at this. Redemption payment for your oldest son. Your oldest son. Your oldest son. I don't know if this is making me think about even like some kind of payments. Social Security. I mean, like some kind of payments or something. I don't know. This could be your grandma. You know what I'm saying? Crops and wine could be, anything like goods or whatever, services. And then the wine could be the blood. Fine wine. Which again, a lot of people just went ahead and took their parents to, especially in New York, should be ashamed of themselves. Took their parents and their grandparents into these hospitals and they didn't know what was going on there. Just saying. So this also making me think about, we were reading about Moses and them collecting enough of the serum or collecting enough of whatever they were collecting for the next 40 years or the next however many years. It says, as to the firstborn of the oxen and the sheep, all right, give it to me on the 8th day after leaving it with its mother for 7 days. Now, this could be 7 years, okay? This could be 7 years or 7 days. And since you yourselves are holy, my special people, do not eat any animal, okay, that has been attacked and killed by a wild animal. The attack could be defiling of somebody's temple, right? And this could also kill someone. Now today, like I said, somebody can be sneaking up in your house or something in the middle of the night. There's some strange activity going on around here is what I'm hearing. That people can try to sneak in, rape, pillage, or defile someone. And then that can kill them off from being able to be a nation, because these are the holy people. So they're not going to do this to every single person in America. What I'm telling you is it's those who are of hierarchy that they don't want to be in control. It may not be because they don't like you. It might be because your family had a lot of wealth and inheritance that they had left over for you that you were supposed to take on. You see what I'm saying? Maybe a title or some kind of job or something that you were supposed to take that somebody thought that they didn't want you to have. And so they send these demons or these energies in on you here, especially the ones that's coming through the border. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear? And when I looked on that map, Africa was still, and you know what? Fauci, AIDS, like I'm just telling you, it's some foul shit. I'm telling you. It says, leave its carcass for the dogs to eat. So again, we're going to look at the 10 of Pentacles here. I'm just going to go ahead and look at the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, we got Judgment here. Okay. I mean, it is what it is here. Look, we got this Three of Pentacles with this dried up wine on it here. Yeah. We got these people with these cups here. The Three of Cups. And then we got the Ten of Pentacles. There go that 10 again. With the Asian man sitting here. With harvest and grapes behind his back. But he has his 2 dogs here. But remember the other day when we were reading this, the 2 dogs' heads were cut off. And it made me think, have they been repositioned? Formulated, or is it not the original dogs anymore? So again, a dog is loyal, but will these dogs be loyal? Will they recognize you? It's almost like the new Pharaoh came in and didn't recognize the people. So could that be a divine masculine here? We got a Hierophant in reverse here. But then now we have the 6 of Wands, which is victory or metal, or victorious energy here. So yeah. Yeah, so this is basically if you've been touched in any way by a foreign energy here, then they're going to leave its carcass for the dogs to eat. Now, this is talking about, like, you know, other energies. Like I said, foreign energies. It's like the lowest thing that you can do. It's like the most, you know, to a royal or something like that, or somebody that's worked hard and done everything. This is the lowest thing that somebody can do. And this is why me and Jehovah don't really get along. But for some reason, it makes me think that it has something to do with one of these twins. It makes me think when I was like 19 years old, when I was like 17, this is kind of personal, but, you know, like I had met my husband or whatever when I was like 15. By the time I was 17, I don't know, like something happened with the relationship where I was like, I don't know, I think we should just be friends, you know, break up for a little bit because, I don't know, you just seeming more like a brother to me or whatever. And today that sentence came back to me. It came back to my mental because I was watching something and I'm like, brother, 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 brother. But it made me think about that whole thing about Rebecca and Klaus and him daggering her heart. I feel like he did, and I was asking myself one day, why did Klaus do that to her? I mean, it seemed like there was something between them in a sense, you know, because this would be grafted in family members, right? And then how there was a problem with, you know, Marcel. Because Marcel came and fed life into Rebecca and loved her. And he didn't like that. I feel like I sense that energy in the spirit realm, and that somebody cut or severed ties or harmed a divine masculine, or, you know, a twin flame, twin ray, whichever one you want to say. Or wants to, past, present, or future. Because I couldn't really resonate with being in Rebecca's energy as much. More, I was like more of, you know, in other energy. But I don't know, something just told me that, where I said did somebody fake their death or something? Like, I don't know, like, y'all. I don't like to think of vampirism in that energy, but like I said, Benjamin Button or the Fountain of Youth or something like that energy. Why people might be running and charging through the gates, you know, the open borders to try to get up here to get sweet potato pie. Like, what did they find? What is it about your mind's eye? We got all the big game, the big players here, and Jesus came to flip over their tables. You got technology when it comes to Russia and China. You got something right there. The slaves are the Americans. Unfortunately, they just don't realize it. So it's China ain't having no problem with no education system. I don't think Russia is either. They're not. I don't think they're having a problem with anybody invading in their country and taking it over or a flood happening. No. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. This is taking. I feel like this is having something to do with taking up idols and then leaving the holy ones to be defiled by energy that's coming in here. I keep hearing the dark horse energy. Maybe this is why I'm not even sleeping really right now. We got the yeah, this is kind of tripping me out. What does it say? Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. See, 23. I don't know. I'm seeing like Jordan here. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in the cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. This is scary here. It's like reverse psychology here. Because this is exactly what the government is doing to a lot of us right now. It seems. Allegedly. What does it say in the living? Do not pass, this is 23. Do not pass along untrue reports. Do not cooperate with an evil man by affirming on the witness stand something you know is false. Do not join